Hello, Pizza Packs here, and we've got something special. This is the new Secret Lair Commander Deck. It's called Angels. They're just like us, but cooler and with wings. So let's see what's in here. So when you open it up, you get a thank you for being part of Secret Lair, card-sized thank you note, and what appears to be a deck box in paper. So let's see what this thing has in it. Well, that's pretty. End up with a very shiny paper deck box. It is nice. I just wish it were made of something a little more sturdy. It is just made of paper. So, all right. We have a spacer. Just pretty standard for Commander deck boxes. This really cool foiled grayscale double-sided spin down counter. A little insert at the moment in the deck. All right, let's see what's in this insert. Okay. All right, so on one side you've got this neat symbol thing. On the back side, Tough Smart. Pretty cool. All right, let's get into this. So at the very front, got a pair of those extra thick kind of base commander cards. Get Gazella, the Broken Blade, and Bruna, the Fading Light. Now these are non-playable, but they do have the two sides. You get Brazella and Voice of Nightmares, which is the merge of those two. It would have been nice to have a larger piece that was just this. Not sure why they didn't do that. Then you've got these two display commanders. So we've got the lovely foiled Zella, the Broken Blade, Bruna, the Fading Light. Love the art on these. Both of which are by Scott M. Fisher. We have Archangel of Thune. Beautiful new art, also foiled. I should probably read off what these actually do in case some of you aren't familiar with it. Gisela the Broken Blade, 2 white for 4/3 legendary angel horror with flying first strike lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, if you both own and control Gisela the Broken Blade and a creature named Bruna the Fading Light, exile them and then meld into Brazella the Voice of Nightmares. Right. Then we have Bruna the Fading Light, 5 white for a 5/7 legendary angel horror. When you cast a spell, you may return target angel or human card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It has flying and vigilance. We have Archangel of Thune. 3 white for a 3/4 flying lifelink angel. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. We have Court of Grace. 2 white enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. If you're the monarch, create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying instead. Very nice. We have Commander's Plate. Several of these do have new art that is exclusive to this. This is one of those. So it's a 1-mana equipment. The equipped creature gets +3/+3 and has protection from each color that's not in your commander's color identity. Equip Commander 3, equip 5. Very nice. We have a foil Angel of Finality with the original art. 3 and a white for 3/4 angel. Flying. When it enters the battlefield, exile target player's graveyard. There's Angel of Ruins. 5 white for 5/7 artifact creature angel with flying. When it enters the battlefield, exile up to 2 target artifacts and or enchantments, and then plane cycling 2. We have Ardent Angel. Now this is the first time this card has ever appeared in paper. It was in, I believe it was one of the console games. But 4 white for 4/4 angel with flying. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Ardent Angel is in your graveyard, roll a 4-sided die. If the result is 1, return Ardent Angel from your graveyard to the battlefield. We have Breathkeeper Seraph. I've heard a few people say Seraph. It's actually just Seraph. But 4 white for a 4/4 angel with flying and soul bond. As long as it is paired with another creature, each of those creatures has, when this creature dies, you may return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of your next upkeep. We have Dawnbreak Reclaimer, also foil. 4 white for a 5/5 angel with flying. At the beginning of your end step, choose a creature card in an opponent's graveyard. Then that player chooses a creature card in your graveyard. You may return those cards to the battlefield under their owner's control. Valkyrie Harbinger, also foil. 4 white for 4/5 angel cleric with flying, lifelink. At the beginning of your each end step, if you gained 4 more life this turn, create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying and vigilance. We have Angel of Destiny. Foil. 3 white for a 2/6 angel cleric with flying and double strike. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you and that player each gain that much life. At the beginning of your end step, if you have at least 15 more life than your starting life total, each player attacked this turn, or each player Angel of Destiny attacked this turn loses the game. That could be interesting. We have an Angelic Field Marshal, also foil. 2 white for a 3/3 angel with flying and lieutenant. As long as you control your commander, it gets +2/+2, and creatures you control have vigilance. We have Archangel of Tithes, foil. 1 white for a 3/5 angel with flying. As long as it is untapped, creatures can't attack you or a planeswalker you control unless their controller pays 1 for each of those creatures. As long as it is attacking, creatures can't block unless their controller pays 1 for each of those creatures. Emiria Shepherd, foil. 5 white for a 4/4 flying angel with landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may return target non-land permanent from your graveyard to your hand. If that land is a plains, you may return that non-land permanent to the battlefield instead. We have a foil Righteous Valkyrie, 2 and a white for 2/4 Angel Cleric with flying. Whenever another angel or cleric enters the battlefield under your control, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. As long as you have at least 7 more than your starting life total, creatures you control get +2/+2. Sephara, Sky's Blade, 4 white for 7/7 Legendary Angel. You may pay white and tap 4 untapped creatures you control with flying rather than pay this spell's mana cost. Flying, lifelink, other creatures you control with flying have indestructible. Angel of Serenity, 4 white, also foil, for a 5/6 angel with flying. When it enters the battlefield, you may exile up to 3 other target creatures from the battlefield and or creature cards from graveyards. When it leaves the battlefield, return the exiled cards to their owner's hands. Angel of Vitality, also foil. Okay. 2 and a white for a 2/2 angel with flying. If you would gain life, you gain that much +1 instead. Angel of Vitality has +2/+2 as long as you have 25 or more life. Entreat the Angels. It's a miracle. Is XX white sorcery. Put X 4/4 white angel creature tokens with flying onto the battlefield, and then its miracle cost is X white. Very shiny. There's Shattered Angel. I think, yeah, this whole deck is, well, not the whole deck. A good portion of the deck is foil. Alright, Shattered Angel. 3 white for a 3/3 angel with flying. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, you may gain 3 life. Sunblast Angel, foil. 4 white for a 4/5 angel with flying. When it enters the battlefield, destroy all tapped creatures. Oh, wow. We have some land, or some planes. These appear to be the art from Urza Saga. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So you get 30 foil planes, and I believe 4 different arts there. Alright, now for our non-foils. We have Angelic Accord. I do think it's a little strange that they went with the promo symbol for some things, but not others. But for 3 and a white, you can enchantment at the beginning of each end step. If you gain 4 or more life this turn, put a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying onto the battlefield. There's Austere Command, 4 white sorcery. Choose 2, destroy all artifacts, or destroy all enchantments, or destroy all creatures with converted mana cost 3 or less, or destroy all creatures with converted mana cost 4 or greater. I could see reasonably replacing that with Farewell. But Griffin Airy, 1 and a white enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, if you gained 3 or more life this turn, create a 2/2 white Griffin creature token with flying. Invoke the Divine, 2 and a white instant. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. You gain 4 life. Path to Exile. White instant. For a white instant, remove target creature from the game. Its controller may search his or her library for a basic land. Put that card into play tapped, then shuffle his or her library. I do find it interesting that they went with the older templating for Path to Exile, the original templating, actually. I think they could have updated that a bit. We have good old Sarah Ascendant. So for a single white, you get a 1/1 human monk with lifelink. As long as you have 30 or more life, it has +5/+5 and has flying. So it's a 1 mana 6/6 flyer in Commander. Alright. Starnheim Aspirant. 2 and a white for a 2/2 human cleric. Angel spells you cast cost 2 less. Swords to Plowshares. For white, you have instant. Exile target creature. Its controller gains life equal to its power. Arcane Signet. 2 mana artifact. Taps for 1 mana of any color of your commander's color item. Everflowing Chalice. 0 mana artifact. Multi-kicker 2. Enters the battlefield with a charge counter for each time it was kicked. Tap, add 1 mana to your mana pool for each charge counter on Everflowing Chalice. Heirloom Blade. 3 mana equipment. Equipped creature gets +3/+1. Whenever equipped creature dies, you may reveal cards from the top of your library. Until you reveal a creature card that shares a creature type with it, put that card into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Equip 1. Lightning Greaves. 2 mana equipment. Equipped creature has haste and shroud. Equip 0. Nice. Marble Diamond. With the original frame from Mirage. It's a 2 mana artifact, comes into play taps for white, and can be used as a mana source. Mind Stone. The original art and frame from Weatherlight. Tap for a colorless, and then 1 tap and sacrifice it, draw a card. Ketra's Monument. 3 mana legendary artifact. White creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Whenever you cast a creature spell, create a 1/1 white warrior creature token with vigilance. Pearl Medallion. Very nice. I didn't realize this was in here. And it's templated as it was originally in Tempest. But 2 mana artifact, your white spells cost 1 less to play. Soul Ring. It's too bad they didn't go with the original templating for Soul Ring. That would have been really cool. 1 mana artifact, taps for 2 colorless. Swiftfoot Boots. 2 mana equipment. Equipped creature has hexproof and haste. Equip 1. Well of Lost Dreams. 4 mana artifact. Whenever you gain life, you may pay X, where X is less than or equal to the amount of life you gained. If you do, draw X cards. Very nice. Emeria, the Sky Ruin. It's a land. It's not legendary or anything like that. It's just a land. Enters the battlefield tapped. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 7 or more planes, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield and then taps for a white. We have Karu. This is the original one. This is also what bounce lands, aka Karus, are nicknamed after. Comes into play tapped. When it comes into play, return an untapped planes you control to its owner's hand or bury Karu. Tap, add a white and a colorless to your mana pool. Yeah, funny thing about the original Karus, you had to return an untapped land. So the cost was a little higher than the newer bounce lands. Myriad Landscape. Enters the battlefield tapped. Taps for 1. 2. Tap and sacrifice it. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards that share a type. Put them onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. Nykthos, Shrine to Nyx. It's actually kind of nice that they included this. Legendary land. Tap for a colorless, and then 2. Tap, choose a color, add an amount of mana equal to your devotion to that color. It has to be the same color. You get as much of that colored mana as you have devotion. Path of Ancestry. Land enters the battlefield tapped. Tap, add 1 mana of any color of your commander's color identity. When mana is spent to cast a creature spell that shares a creature type with your commander, scry 1. Seraph Sanctuary. When it enters the battlefield, you gain a life. Whenever an angel enters the battlefield under your control, you gain a life. Tap, add 1 to your mana pool. Ajani, Strength of the Pride. 2 white, for a legendary planeswalker Ajani. Comes in with 5 loyalty. +1, you gain life equal to the number of creatures you control, plus the number of planeswalkers you control. -2, create a 2/2 white cat soldier creature token named Ajani's Pridemate with whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on Ajani's Pridemate. 0, if you have at least 15 more life than your starting total, exile Ajani's Strength of the Pride and each artifact and creature your opponents control. Bishop of Wings. White for a 1/4 human cleric. Whenever an angel enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 4 life. Whenever an angel you control dies, create a 1/1 spirit white spirit creature token with flying. The Book of Exalted Deeds. White, legendary artifact. At the beginning of your end step, if you gained 3 or more life this turn, create a 3/3 white angel creature token with flying. White, tap, exile the Book of Exalted Deeds. Put an enlightened counter on target angel. It gains you can't lose the game and your opponents can't win the game. Activate only as a sorcery. Cleansing Nova. 3 white, sorcery. Choose 1, destroy all creatures or destroy all artifacts and enchantments. Dawn of Hope. 1 and a white enchantment. Whenever you gain life, you may pay 2. If you do, draw a card. And 3 and a white, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token with lifelink. Dismantling Wave. 2 and a white, sorcery. For each opponent, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment that player controls. Cycling. 6 white, discard, draw a card. Whenever you cycle Dismantling Wave, destroy all artifacts and enchantments. Giada, Font of Hope. This isn't standard. 1 and a white for a 2/2 legendary creature angel with flying and vigilance. Each other angel you control enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it for each angel you already control. Tap for a white, spend this mana only to cast an angel spell. Keeper of the Accord. 3 and a white for a 3/4 human soldier. At the beginning of each opponent's end step, if that player controls more creatures than you, create a 1/1 white human. A 1/1 white soldier creature token. It's not human. At the beginning of each opponent's end step, if that player controls more land than you, you may search your library for a basic plains card, put it into the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. Nice little catch-up mechanic there. Oh, that's at the beginning of each opponent's end step. Wow. Okay. That's a very strong catch-up mechanic. In Commander, at least. Kindred Boon. 2 white, enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Probably going to be Angel in this deck. Just saying. 1 and a white, put a divinity counter on target creature you control of the chosen type. Each creature you control with a divinity counter on it has indestructible. Nice. Nykthos Paragon. 4 white white for a 4/6 enchantment creature, human soldier. Whenever you gain life, you may put that many +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. Do this only once each turn. Okay, Search for Glory. 2 and a white, Snow Sorcery. Search your library for a snow permanent card, a legendary card, or a saga card, reveal it and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your library. You gain 1 life for each snow mana spent to cast this source, or spent to cast this spell. Why didn't these come with snowlands? They give, if you're gonna run Search for Glory, why not? You want snow-covered plains in that instance. That's silly. Speaker of the Heavens. Single white for a 1/1 human cleric with vigilance and lifelink, and then tap, create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying. Activate this only if you have at least 7 life more than your starting life total, and only anytime you could cast a sorcery. Okay. It's a good early one, especially with Sarah Attendant. Is it Sarah Attendant? The 1-drop that can be a 6/6 flying, lifelink. I'll use Lancers. 3 white white for a 4/4 human knight with first strike. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a legendary card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, and then shuffle your library. Keep in mind this says legendary card, not legendary creature, so you can search for Nykthos with this, you can search for Emeria with this. Alright, Cosmos Elixir, 4 mana artifact. At the beginning of your end step, draw a card if your life total is greater than your starting life total, otherwise you gain 2 life. Alright, Endless Atlas. 2 mana artifact, 2 tap, draw a card. Activate this ability only if you control 3 or more lands with the same name. Mazemind Tome. 2 mana artifact, tap, put a page counter on Mazemind Tome, scry 1. 2 and tap, put a page counter on Mazemind Tome, draw a card. When there are 4 or more page counters on Mazemind Tome, exile it. If you do, you gain 4 life. Sword of the Animist. Very nice. 2 mana legendary artifact equipment, so this can be grabbed with Thalia's Lancers as well. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. Whenever a equipped creature attacks, you may search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tap, then shuffle your library, equip 2. Tome of Legends, 2 mana artifact. When it enters the battlefield with a page counter on it. Whenever your commander enters the battlefield or attacks, put a page counter on it. 1 tap, remove a page counter from it, draw a card. Urza's Incubator. Wow. Okay. Urza's Incubator, 3 mana artifact. When it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creatures of the chosen type cost 2 less to cast. Vanquisher's Banner, 5 mana artifact. When it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1. Whenever you cast a creature spell of the chosen type, draw a card. Arch of Orazka. Very nice. It's a land with Ascend. If you control 10 or more permanents, you get the city's blessing for the rest of the game. Tap for a colorless. And then 5 and tap, draw a card, activate only if you have the city's blessing. Bonder's Enclave. It's a land with tap for a colorless. 3 tap, draw a card, activate only if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. War Room. It's a land, taps for colorless. 3 tap, pay life equal to the number of colors in your commander's color identity, draw a card. And that's it for the core of the deck. Oh, no it's not. Ooh! Oh-ho! Okay. We also have a promo, which is foil Sigarda's Aid. That is pretty. Very nice. Alright, now for our tokens. Alright, so we've got the City's Blessing. On the backside, it's the Monarch, and this one is misprinted. That's cool. Notice, I don't know if it shows up well on camera or not, but it is double printed, so it actually looks fuzzy. It's kind of interesting. And that's only on one side, too. As you can actually see the misprinting on the mana symbol. Then we have a 3/3 Flying Angel with a 1/1 Flying Spirit on the back. Another 3/3 Angel with a misprinted Soldier token. Another fuzzy token. That's neat. 1/1 Lifelink. We have a 4/4 Flying Angel. That is beautiful. With a soldier on the back. This soldier is also misprinted. Neat. Angel with a different 1/1 soldier on the back. This one appears to have a printing issue on the art, but not on the main frame. That's interesting. Oh, actually, the line on the far left is doubled. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's very hard to see. Angel token with soldier token on the back. Same misprint. We have a 4/4 Flying Vigilance Angel token. Very nice. With a 1/1 Vigilant Warrior on the back. Similar doubled printing on these. Seems like the backs of all of these have a misprint. You have Griffin, Warrior, same misprint. 2/2 Griffin with a Johnny's Pridemate on the back with the same misprint. Although this one's a little harder to tell. And a 1/1 Flying Spirit with an Ajani Pridemate on the back. Very nice. Now, I wasn't quite sure what to expect here. I'm very happy about the Scarta's Aid. That's really cool. I wasn't entirely sure what to expect here. This is the first of the commander decks that I've been able to get my hands on for Secret Lair, but this was really cool. I will consider getting more of these in the future. Let me know in the comments what you think. So, as always, thank you for joining me on this adventure. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe is the best way to help out the channel so I can keep bringing you more cool content like this. And as always, until next time, stay awesome. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.